so thorny.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful with that.
The most dangerous part is some varieties which are very, very thorny on the leaves.
Yes.
This one is almost thornless, only a few ones. But they are a little bit sour.
Mm. Yeah, if it's ripe and you don't mind, I'll take one.
Sweeter part is from the middle to here. At the base is more sour.
Do you know the species on this?
Not really. What I know is that seeds were coming from Thailand.
From Thailand. So this is a Salacca variety that I have not had before. Orange on the outside with little bristles on it. But I think maybe when you get them at the markets they might trim some of them off. Very sour. Very, very sour. But it's not super crunchy like the ones that you get in Malaysia. It's more like the Salacca Walachiana that you get in Thailand. And this came from Thailand, so that makes sense. So it might be more closely related to that. But it's a little bit more succulent in there. And the flavor of it is a bit like, well, it's very tropical tasting, like pineapple, jackfruit, a little citrusy. And it's got a little bit of like a funk to it. Like, it kind of gets you in the nose a little bit. In a really nice way. That's really good. Quite sour though. Like the sourness on this is probably like 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. But it's pretty sweet too, maybe like a 5 out of 10. I really like these. Since I just reviewed a rare snake fruit, one that I don't think I've had before, I thought I'd review one that I had. This one I reviewed a really, really long time ago. It was episode 3. So I think maybe it's time to have another look. This is Salacca zalacca, probably the most common snake fruit. This also has the name Salacca. The one that I had earlier in the episode, that one was, I believe, a Thai variety, and those ones are a bit different. It had a different color, it had those little spines on it, and also the flesh on the inside is more juicy. This one's going to be a little bit different than that, and on this, as you can see, it's got a similar scaliness to it. To peel it, you kind of go with your finger and you just like pick at it like that. Actually, I've heard that the proper way of doing this is not to do what I'm doing right now, but to like break the top and then kind of unravel it. You know, I probably should have done. I think it's too late now. Wait, let me try. Let me try. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. Okay, I've got another one. So what I was doing apparently is maybe not the best way. But if you take the top and you break it, no, that didn't work either. Okay, great. All right, no problem. No problem at all. It's fine. You just pick at it like this and hope that it doesn't get under your fingernails. That's how you do this. Already, as I'm opening this, I'm hit by a really interesting smell. The smell of snake fruit is like, it's very unique because it's similar to pineapple, but not like the whole pineapple. You know, it maybe has a similar compound in it, or some of the compounds that pineapple has, because it reminds me of pineapple, but it's also kind of funky. It's like a funky pineapple. In a good way, but it's a little funky, you know? So here we go. It has, well, usually this variety of snake fruit has 3 cloves to it, like little lobes. This time it's got 2 little baby ones. It's like it has little feet. And 1 large one. We'll stick with the large one. Sometimes the smaller ones are actually a nicer flavor, but I think this is probably going to be a little bit more accurate to what the fruit tastes like. That's actually a really good one. When I reviewed this in episode 3, I couldn't find a good one. I kept biting into them and getting like total dry mouth every single time. I think that this is just a better one. The ones that I had in Malaysia, they just weren't properly ripened or something. But yeah, this is really, really good. And before I get into the flavor, the texture of this is very different than the one that I had earlier in this episode. It is very different than Thai varieties. And I will actually show you my half-eaten food to help illustrate it. It's important. Look at it. It's not nearly as like translucent. It's more firm looking. It's less juicy. When you bite into these, there's like a little crunch to it. You don't get that so much with the Thai varieties, with Salacca Wallachana, as well as whatever the hell the one I had earlier in the episode is. They are not so crunchy, and they're like a little bit, I don't know, you have to kind of like scrape at them with your teeth. This one, you like bite into it and there's like a crunch to it. It's almost like biting into like a clove of garlic. It doesn't taste like that. There's no garlic flavor, but it has that sort of texture, like really firm, dense texture with a little bit of like a crisp juiciness in it. I love the texture of this. And that flavor, it's like, let's see if I can do this justice. If you've ever had jackfruit, it's similar to jackfruit. If you've never had jackfruit is kind of like a tropical taste. It's the flavor that juicy fruit gum gets its flavor from. So if you had that, that's one way to go. It's like that sort of taste. Like a nice tropical complex flavor. And the main tropical flavor that comes through is pineapple. As I said, it's not like a full pineapple. And how this one differs from the other ones is that it's not as harsh. This does not have a strong bitterness to it. The other ones do. And it also has a less of a tartness to it. You know, like a 3 out of 10. I think I actually like the Thai varieties flavor more because it's like, they're intense. With this one, I like the texture more. And this is something that if I wanted to eat like a bunch of fruit, I would pick up this one. And let's get the seed out of there. Let's show you what that looks like. Yeah, I love this fruit. I really do. And it's something that's, you can't find it in the US at all. I'm not sure why. It's probably like an import thing. I've never seen it in the US. But here in Costa Rica, people do grow it, and it's not common here. It's more common throughout Southeast Asia, and in China you'll find it. So you might be able to find this in some surprising places, and I'm hoping that one day it'll make its way to the US. I think that's about it, guys. See you next time. I would like to give a big shout out to Loftyrex and Smarter Every Day. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon.com is basically how I can afford to go on all the adventures I do on this channel. So if you enjoy my series and you want to help support me, check out the link in the description below. If you don't want to go on Patreon, I also have t-shirts for sale like this one here, the Durian Anatomy shirt. That is available on my website, which I also put in the description below. Thanks so much, everybody. See you next time.